Good afternoon. I imagine that many of those parents now are still going through the process of mourning and seeking some kind of answers. But from a practical and operational perspective, with those engineers on site, how soon is the school expecting to reopen its gates?
Well, what we understand at the moment is that they are still looking at next week, Monday, for the school to open. Earlier, the Education Department did say that they hope that the matrics could return to school today, followed by the grade 11s tomorrow, and then only the rest of the school would have resumed on Monday. But then last night we heard from the Education Department that school for the matrics will not be resuming today. They still had their own structural engineers on site, and they only gave feedback on what they saw today, and that's why they're saying that they are looking at Monday for the school to resume. But the Education Department also saying it won't be schooling exactly as normal, as temporary structures will need to be erected. For example, tents will have to be erected on certain parts of the school grounds, and then classes will resume in those tents. But they're also saying that they want to create an environment that won't go straight back into normal schooling, because obviously a lot of these children went through a traumatic experience last week Friday, and they now have to return to that scene where they lost 4 fellow classmates. So they will have to approach this very sensitively, but they do hope to resume some sort of schooling on Monday so that they can keep up with the curriculum.
Let's talk about those that have been injured, Yanka. What update do we have on their conditions in hospital, and how many remain receiving treatment?
Well, we understand just under 20, about 19 of these pupils still remain in hospital. A lot of them are still in a critical condition. I had the opportunity today to speak to 2 of the parents, one father whose 13-year-old daughter, Shivanay Divanaghe, is still in hospital, as well as the mother, Nicole Nell, and her daughter is also 13, and she's also still in hospital. And I just had some opportunity to speak to them about what they went through on Friday and how they got the news of this horrific accident, and just a follow-up on how the 2 girls are doing at this stage. I only later realized that these 2 girls were actually lying next to each other under the rubble after that walkway came crashing down, and they were holding each other's hands, trying to encourage each other. So it was quite a remarkable story about these 2 being able to escape, even though with severe injuries from that tragic incident. And they are now in hospital, and they are both apparently doing better, still in a critical condition, but they do hope to make a full recovery. One girl is still facing 2 surgeries this week. The other one, Nicole, had a surgery on her arm and on her leg, but it seems like she will also make a full recovery, and things are looking up for the 2 girls.
Certainly. What an amazing story, Yanka. And just before I let you go, you know, in a situation like this, it's almost hard to not think of parents wanting to see some kind of action happen, at least somebody being held responsible for what has happened here. As far as those parents are saying when they talk to you, do they want some kind of responsibility to be taken here? You know, what are the steps that they want to pursue?
The sense from most of the parents that I got is that they now just focusing on their children and ensuring that they make a full recovery. But it seems like there are a lot of emotions, a lot of them saying that they were really angry immediately after the incident, and obviously they all do want answers, but it seems like any legal steps are not on their minds at this stage, saying that they have to focus on their children now, but things could change maybe later on. But for now they're saying it was a freak accident. They don't want to blame anyone at this stage, but some of them do want answers and do wonder whether this could have been prevented if, for example, maintenance was kept up and things like that. But for now, it's the children that are being put first, and we'll have to keep an eye on a later stage when, whether any of these parents will feel like they need to take some steps following what happened to their loved ones.
Certainly, those children being put first, as they should be. Still going to be a long journey ahead for them in terms of recovering and really dealing with everything that's happened in that particular story.